The Public Lands Council is celebrating a major milestone this year, its 50th anniversary. Russell Nemitz has a look at what PLC has planned for this historic occasion.
Public lands have long been part of ranching in the West. Today, there are more than 22,000 American ranchers grazing livestock on 250 million acres of public lands. Representing those ranchers and fighting for them on critical policy issues is the mission of the Public Lands Council, or PLC.
In 1968 is when it was originally formed. That was about the same time that laws like the NEPA was going, the endangered species. A lot of bad things were happening towards the public lands ranching, and so the wool growers and the cattlemen decided maybe they should get together because they really didn't have anything that just focused on public lands issues, which are a lot different than a regular run on private land. So they formed this together, and it's built up over the years. It's done a lot of good.
One thing that's been constant is the PLC has been there to serve as a voice for that part of the industry that runs on public land, that uses federal grazing permits. And anyone who's familiar with the way the West was settled and homestead, and then you have these wide open expanses of federal land that became part of the Taylor Grazing Act, became part of what we now know as the BLM and Forest Service grazing system. PLC has been there for the last 50 years to represent the interests of those producers because they're so unique. Our guys in the West have every one of the concerns that a producer anywhere else in the country has. They just have this additional layer of pressure that is unimaginable to a rancher in any other part of the country.
With a full-time staff based in Washington, D.C., producer members of the Public Lands Council meet each spring and fall to set policy priorities and to provide a unified voice on issues that can often threaten their ability to continue ranching on Western lands.
One thing, we've got a great staff here in Washington, do a great job and well connected, and it's been a great thing. A lot of these things that are doing in our favor wouldn't be possible without the Public Lands Council. I'm very, very committed to it. The more I got involved, the more I see the importance of it.
I think the mission of PLC is more important now than it's ever been. Here we sit at a time when news has been hypercharged. We have not just 24-hour news cycles anymore, we have a continuous news cycle. We have organizations that are opposed to our way of life, that are funded beyond anything we can possibly imagine. If you look at the budget of the Humane Society of the United States, we're talking about something north of $400 million. Western Watersheds, $10 million. Center for Biological Diversity, etc. These groups have one purpose, and that is to put animal agriculture, and ranchers in particular, out of business. There has never been a time when it's more important for PLC to be engaged and waging this battle for producers across the West, coordinating the efforts of those state cattle and sheep associations that do so much work on the ground on these issues.
While there are always threats to public lands grazing, the leaders of PLC say the current political landscape in Washington, D.C. is more friendly to public lands ranchers than it has been in many years.
We're happy Trump and Secretary Zink was able to reduce Bears Ears and the Grand Staircase Escalante. That was really a great boost for us. But PLC is working hard to try to get some of these things corrected, working there. This administration has been really, really good to work with. Seems like the last few years we've just kind of gone backwards, a little more regulations, but now things are kind of moving in our favor a little bit.
We're focused on getting some work done for producers around the country while we have an administration that's open to listening to some of our concerns and making some headway.
It's really kind of a time crunch. We don't know for sure if Trump's going to be reelected. We don't, this election year now, and he might lose the House or the Senate. So right now we've kind of got things in our favor, and so we're trying to make hay while the sun shines.
Formed in 1968, the Public Lands Council celebrates its 50th anniversary this year with what may be their biggest meeting ever coming up in late September.
We are going to have a 50th anniversary celebration in Park City, Utah, September 27th to the 29th this year. We were just out there last week on a site visit, and I can tell you this is going to be the best PLC meeting I've ever been to. So we really hope anybody who's interested, who wants to learn more about these issues, who wants to engage, comes out to spend a couple days with us in Park City, because it will be the place to be if these are issues that are important to you.
We'd sure love to have a lot of producers come and watch that and be with us. because it's important. I mean, other organizations do a good job too, but we're the only ones that work specifically on public lands.
I'm Russell Nemitz reporting for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
For more information on the issues that impact federal lands and the ranchers that graze there, be sure to visit the website publiclandscouncil.org. You can also get details on how to attend the 50th annual meeting coming up on September 27th in Park City, Utah.